Alright, what's going on everyone? So, I thought I'd make a video today talking about each of the character classes that we're going to be getting with the early access launch for Path of Exile 2. So, all my Diablo friends, my Path of Exile friends, just my friends, hello. So, while we're looking at some of these, I'm probably going to have some of my own music in the background playing. This is music that I've written and recorded, and it's all music that I play myself. Vocals, guitars, drums, and all that. Hope you enjoy. Maybe one day I'll put it out there so people can actually own it. But yeah, just wanted to put a little disclaimer on that. So let's jump into what makes these classes different. I've seen the argument that there's no character identity because anybody can use any skill, but that's just very not true with the ascendancies. What I like about it is the characters grow into their identity. So maybe today we come at this with a little bit of a different perspective. We don't entirely know all about the skills and ascendancies. And instead of taking that point on why you want to play the character, how about how the characters feel? They all are going to kind of fit into this different way of playing, and I thought maybe if you're still not sure about what class that you want to start with, maybe we could ask the question, how do you want to play the game? So today, I'm going to go over the 6 classes that we've got, which are the Warrior, the Sorceress, the Ranger, the Monk, the Mercenary, and the Witch. I'm going to jump into each of these, show some gameplay in the background as I just kind of talk about them and get a feel for what makes them them. I thought about rating them, but since there's such a huge lack of finer details and what makes up the trees and things like that, you don't really have much criteria except for how interesting they look. And in my opinion, they'd all probably get a 10 out of 10 because they all look incredibly interesting. I mean, I can't even think of another game that I've ever been this interested in every single class. Normally it's like, I don't want, maybe not that one, but I really like the sword and board or whatever. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in, and hopefully this will help your decision on what you might want to start for the launch. Alright, so first up, we've got the Warrior. And today's gameplay video in the background is brought to you by the content creator Bajira. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is his video. I'm going to link it all in the description in case you want to go check out his channel, which I highly recommend you should. Awesome content. Character description for the Warrior. The Warrior pounds the ground with big, chunky attacks and can shrug off hits of smaller enemies with large amounts of armor. This is your archetypal, how do you pronounce that word? Just RPG character class. This is actually one that I'm one of the most interested in starting with. I mean, if you like the idea of just smashing your enemies, having huge armor to mitigate things, bleeds, probably some sort of blocking, just being able to resist off attacks and stunning things, this is going to be it. And I'm extremely interested for all of those things listed above. You can see in the background we've got the Warrior just kind of... There was a nice stun right there. He's just straight swinging away. We got Babe Ruth taking out the Praetor. Let's go. See, we got a good stun here. I'm actually so pumped for this. There's one thing that I really, my favorite thing that I ever built in Path of Exile 1 was a stunning bleed gladiator. And after a certain point in that game, I don't remember exactly when it was, they nerfed stuns in a way that you couldn't reliably stun lock. Now this is probably going to create a little bit of controversy because, you know, you don't want to just cheese the game or anything like that, but you have to think, if you're stunning a single enemy, you're focusing on the, bossing, there's going to be adds that you can't really stun at the same time. I think it's okay to have a huge investment in something to be super tanky, but not be able to kill that fast. That was the huge downfall. I mean, I couldn't really kill too fast, but as a huge group benefit, being able to stun, even if it wasn't like all the time, just being able to stop things sometimes can really give you a chance to reset. But aside from that, I'm curious about how bleeding's gonna work. I love... Ooh, do the background. That Warrior didn't have a big enough weapon. I'm very curious how bleeding's gonna work. That's one of my favorite mechanics as well. I love damage over time, poisons and bleeds, so... I mean, there's modifiers that are like enhanced damage against bleeding enemies. So, Yeah, big one for me. Super excited. Let's go ahead and we'll move on to the next one. All right, let's move on to the Sorceress. So this is some gameplay in the background. This is a little bit earlier. You could hear GGG in the background. So this video is from Path of Exile's YouTube channel. Again, I'm going to link everything below. The character description of the Sorceress is: the Sorceress bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes. This classic spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar. And this is probably going to fit that niche of, you could probably deal a lot of damage, but you're not going to be able to take a lot of damage, a lot of movement, luring enemies into traps, probably a little bit more of a nimble character. I like that in the background, that freeze. I'm big on freeze too, I love that kind of stuff. But the cool thing is, sometimes you find yourself like, man, sometimes after playing Melee for so long, I'd like to do something that looks cool or like has like a pop to it. These characters, spellcasters, are always the ones that have the big flair. They're flamboyant, they're blowing things up, they're tossing bodies across the screen, burning things, and dying. They're dying, and they need your help. They need your warrior help. Anyways, these characters are always fun as well. Probably going to have the potential to be doing some of the highest damage in the game. Again, we don't really know for sure. The game's not out yet. We don't have all the details of the skills, but another really interesting one to look forward to. Chaining different elemental combinations together, freezing something and hitting it with some crazy damage and crit shock, and burning them while they're frozen is one of my favorite combinations. Can you imagine that? Sticking people in place they can't move, and you just igniting them and you watch them melt and shatter. It's amazing. Anyways, can't wait to see what kind of combinations we can come up with this one. Again, I can't rate these. They're all amazing. Did you see that explosion? Everything just... then it snowed down. Stinky, smelly, frozen body parts. Here we are with the Ranger. So, look at this beautiful gameplay footage in the background. I love the bow character. If I could be honest with you, when I first started Path of Exile 1 in 2012, it's a complicated game, but the thing that drew me to it, first of all, was how good it looked and how just kind of gritty and nasty it looked. I really liked that. But it was the archery. When you shoot regular arrows that aren't like magic and stuff, you know, what's it called? Split arrow, 5, 6, 7 projectiles going off, just plop, plop. They don't look like these huge... They look like arrows. When I saw them shooting zombies, and zombies just and just getting, it felt more realistic. It wasn't like, oh, it got hit through 2 screens away. So that's what drew me into Path of Exile 1. Then I ended up liking lots of different archery-based bow characters. So I'm very curious about the Ranger. Sorry, the Ranger's character class description. The Ranger is a quick but deadly. The Ranger is quick but deadly, peppering her enemies with arrows, then vaulting away before they have a chance to reach her. I love this stick and move gameplay. I like combat sports, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, I can't wait to see what kind of builds we come up with on this one. I love the damage over time, Toxic Rain. I liked the Barrage. I liked the lightning arrows. I mean, this is crazy awesome. This is again one of those staple archetypal character classes, that Ranger, you know, distance bowcaster. I love this. Can't wait. Dude, now that I'm talking about it, I don't know, Ranger, they all look so good. Anyways, this is gameplay footage that we're seeing. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, from the Path of Exile official YouTube channel that we've seen before. So, is the Ranger going to be for you? I don't know. On to the next one. Alright, here we've got the Monk. When I saw the Monk, I've been in love ever since. I'm really excited that they're doing like a melee hand-to-hand combat martial arts. I am pumped for this one. I played Diablo 3 for a year when it first came out, and then I'm glad that I rid that disgusting part of my life. But no, the the monk in Diablo 3 is my favorite character. He's the only one that kind of kept me there for that long. I actually loved that character. I like that you can do kicks and the bell drop and just the hand-to-hand. So now that we've got it in Path of Exile 2, this is absolutely incredible. The gameplay footage that we're seeing in the background is from GameSpot's official YouTube channel. This is some footage that we saw a while back. I couldn't find any other good monk footage that I wanted to showcase, but yeah, look at him go. I like the stacking of the power charges that he can do and how he can release them. I mean, he also just looks really cool. Yeah, the monk is what's up, dude. I don't know. It's right now, it feels like it's between the monk and the warrior for my first class, my first playthrough, but we're gonna have to see. So the description for the monk. The monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum. That is a sweet description. Again, with the kind of stick and move, the building of like the combat environment, how to chain things together. This is going to be something that's going to end up being incredibly satisfying. When you chain together the things that you're trying to chain and it starts to become successful, this is going to be one of those things that you feel satisfaction from accomplishing something that you set out to do. So look at him go. Love this like spinning attacks. I love that he can use a staff. I like that he can mix things up and use different elements. And it seems like crit is going to be an interesting one for the monk. I hope there's like some really sweet like other like kicks and stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I like watching MMA. I like martial arts. So this guy's got a total piece of my heart. Let's see how he takes out the silverback black fist right here. Dude, the dude's swinging a column at him. I mean, damn. This is amazing! Are you guys pumped yet? You have to be! Alright. Anyways, on to the next one. Okay. We've got Mercenary gameplay here. The gameplay that we're seeing is from the official Path of Exile YouTube channel. I'll link all of these videos in my description for you. This guy, this one's going to be one of the ones with the WASD movement really shining. I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out in just all the different characters anyway. I have a feeling it's going to feel like a whole new level. This is going to be so intuitive. I love how this looks. I mean, whenever you play, if you've ever played like Call of Duty or Battlefield or Counter-Strike, that being able to strafe around while you're able to put out, you know, cover fire, it's just a key. This is an interesting type of character to put in an RPG like this, and I'm so pumped. Look at that stun. Yeah! What's up with the stuns? Let's go! So, let's read the character description for the Mercenary. So, the Mercenary wields a crossbow that can be loaded with different ammo types, offering versatility, power, and mobility. He also has options to combo abilities together to devastating effect. That's going to be amazing to see. I love how there's the tags, keywords in Path of Exile. You know, when someone's ignited, you have effects that can happen, more damage or whatever it is. I can't wait to see how the elemental effects can stack together and can synergize with each other. Also cool that this dude can stun with his crossbow. Probably notice I love stun. Anyways, Mercenary, is that going to be for you? For me? Who's doing Mercenary? Let me know. Let's move on to the last one, which is the Witch. Alright, so here, we're looking at the Witch. This is gameplay footage from the official Path of Exile channel. This is probably footage everyone's seen. Yeah, the way that they're changing kind of all the quality of life that's coming with minions, this is going to be incredible. I loved Path of Exile 1. The different things that you could do with corpses, decompose, being able to create corpses and corpse explosions while you're in combat. It's one of my least explored characters, but I love the idea. It's just there's always so many options. You can't get around to everything, right? This time around, I want to try everything. I'm trying to dip my toes in all of the waters. The official description for the Witch. Death and decay are the witch's weapon of choice. She can call forth hordes of undead minions to fight for her while casting powerful chaos spells. Yeah, poisons, chaos damage, summonings, being able to have a lot of shields in front of you taking the fire off you. This is a crazy interesting character. I have a feeling the witch might be one of the best starting characters to get you into endgame early. One thing to really highly consider, that might be kind of my plan B. Plus I just love spellcasters, and I kind of like minions at times, and I like blowing up bodies. So which is this going to be for you? It's going to be for me. I think they're all going to be for us. It's just, how do we decide which one to have the most fun with first? I don't know, but we're going to be finding a lot of things that we didn't even think were going to be on our radar. Just watch. Alright, so that's kind of the wrap up between the characters that we got so far for early access. You know, ever since I saw the monk, I've been in love. I absolutely love the idea. The only class I could really get into D3, which was the first year of that release, it was the monk, you know. I love martial arts in real life, the staff, just the overall movement and visuals. But I think I might start with the warrior. I know that sometimes melee could be like shooting yourself in the foot if you're starting from scratch. A lot of times it's the slowest to get there. But I really love I love the safety. I love the classic archetype of that warrior fighter type of class. I think I'm probably going to go with it. Might be necromancer or the sorceress. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But yeah, I kind of like the idea with the warrior. I love slams. I love bleeds. I love stuns. Blocking, if that's a thing for the table, I kind of think it is. Heavy armors. I kind of want to see how far I could push each of those things. Can I laugh in the face of danger while enemies are tickling my armor plates? Let's find out. Might be what we're going with. So what are you starting with? Why? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to engage. I'd love to just get the conversation going. So, in closing, that's going to be it for now on this topic. If you want to see more Path of Exile 2 content where nothing is off the limits, if you like investigating the off-meta and bizarre, theory crafting and talking about character builds and items, then make sure to subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, drop a like, drop some comments down there, and let's get the conversation going. Until next time, I love you all, keep learning, and keep leveling up. I'll see you next time. Peace.